Great. And so starting in like March to like September, greens, roots, all that stuff, berries, fruit, crush it. And whenever they come out is when your body wants it. And then the winter, it's about, in my opinion, and it's different for everybody. You know, this is one of the problems with this psychotic racial forced integration thing where everybody has to be every race and ethnicity and nation all the time, is because different groups respond differently to different nutrition. My background, and my wife and I have different ethnic heritages. I mean, half of her and 100% of me are Northern European, but she's also part, native Southern mestizo and Spanish on her dad's side. And so we literally have slightly different dietary needs based on that. In the winter, I crave fat, high protein, high fat animal content. And when I can force myself to eat vegan when I was trying to go through this cleanse, give my liver a break, all this stuff, but it felt terrible. In the winter, there's something about it that's bad. But if you're eating local meat, local organs, local fat, like beef liver, chicken liver, beef heart, you're going to get tons of vitamin D, tons, because you're not getting the sun. And so that was my thing. And I also want to show you something else. I got some other stuff for you. Ridicule, the power of ridicule. Thomas Jefferson said, ridicule is the only weapon which can be used against unintelligible ideas. And that is definitely true. And so what was my commentary? I said, there's a reason I'm the most censored guy on the internet. My method actually works against spells designed to self-destruct any conversation that uses dialectic. Like if you're arguing spike proteins with a vax guy, it's not going to work. It has to be mockery, not bullying, not sarcasm, mockery. A great way to mock this new nonsense with friends and family is blame everything on COVID. If you're late for something or forget about a birthday, just say it's because of COVID. Expose the nonsensical scapegoat for what it is. Hold up the black mirror to everyone around you in the cult of COVID. It's funny. You have that $20 you owe me? No, sorry. Because of COVID, I can't. And then be like, oh no, seriously though, it's something to be very terrified of. I'm like, oh dude, I know. Can you pick me up at the airport? No, sorry, too many unboosted. And of course, COVID. And every time someone is mad at someone, insists that they get their booster. Oh, I can't stand Tina at work. Maybe it's time we make sure she gets her booster. You can't argue logic with crazy. You can only mock. And I'm going to tell you a really, really funny story of male mockery and how effective it is. And you don't mock, and it's not something that is should be taken offensively. Men mock other men. Let me tell you a story. So yesterday, a good friend of mine came over, and we're talking about, he was the one who talked to me about the meat stuff. And he's literally a combat veteran Navy SEAL who's also like really spiritually enlightened, strong, purpose-oriented, legendary human being. Okay. So we give him some bone broth because, my family, if you're on the all-meat diet, my family has what you need, bro. Homemade butter, full chickens that we raised, bone broth that we make from our own bones. So we give him a jar of bone broth, and later he texts me. He's like, "Yo, is there a secret to being able to open this jar of bone broth?" Bear in mind, this is a Navy SEAL, combat veteran, legend. So I said, "Yeah, it's called not being a faggot." Okay, that's what I texted back. He says, "Is there a secret to opening this jar?" I said, "Yeah, it's called not being a faggot." And then a few minutes later, I texted him back. I'm like, "You good?" He goes, "Yeah, I opened it." I go, "How?" He goes, I just stopped being a faggot." Okay? It literally works. So if a man's like, "Hey man, how do I open this jar?" It's like, dude, stop being a faggot. It works great. Okay. Because this isn't going to last. First up, let me show you this one. My grandfather used to say that once in your life you need a doctor, a lawyer, a policeman, and a preacher, but every day, 3 times a day, you need a farmer. And people are seeing it, guys. Like your grocery store, there's still food in the shelves, But grass-fed organic meat, anything healthy, anything non-GMO, anything actual food related has gone up 300%. So there already is a food shortage. There already is a nutrition shortage. The way the controllers work, and my buddy who came over yesterday was looking around, he's like, this is the future. You got chickens running around, kids, milk, like security. There's dudes working on my house. It's just like an epic way to live. And that's the only way forward. That's the way forward, guys. I mean, organic prices are crazy right now. They're not ever going down.